Now in this problem, we are going to be converting the opposite way from CFS to GPM, right? So what first thing we want to do, let's focus on those units. Let's start by writing those out. So what are we looking at, 10 CFS? We're talking about 10 cubic feet per second, right? That's a lot of water, right? 10 cubic feet. I remember a cubic foot is essentially a box where each length, width, height is all 1 foot. This is 1 foot, this is 1 foot, this is 1 foot, right? And so inside this box, we can fit 7.48 gallons, right? If I took a gallon of water and started pouring, I would fit almost 7.5 of those in here, right? So we're talking a much higher amount of water when we're thinking in terms of CFS. In this case, we're starting with 10 cubic feet per second, right? So again, I'm going to set up my conversion factor here. We're going to start with the volume component. I need to get rid of cubic feet per second. It's up top here. So where does it go over here? It's going to go down below. What am I trying to get to? I'm trying to get to GPM, which of course is gallons. So I got to remember my conversion factor or look it up on my conversion sheet. Right here, you'll see there are 7.48 gallons for every 1 cubic foot. Great, this cancels out cubic feet. So what am I left with up top? Gallons. I'm looking good so far. However, if I were to just multiply and call it a day, I'd end up with gallons per second. Not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for gallons per minute. So now I need to take care of the seconds. We're going to set up our second conversion factor here. Seconds is down below over here. So where does it need to go in my conversion factor? It needs to go up top. What am I trying to bring in? I'm trying to bring in minutes. So how many seconds in a minute? 60 seconds in 1 minute. This is going to allow me to cancel out seconds. So now I can multiply across the top. If I'm looking at just units, if we look, we end up with just gallons. If we multiply the bottom with just units, we end up with minutes. So if I can get my units right, then it's just a matter of plugging the numbers correctly into my calculator. In this case, it's going to be 10 times 7.48 times 60. And that's going to give me 4,000, write it down here, 4,488 gallons per minute. Now, you'll notice from our last example where we converted from GPM to CFS or CFS to GPM, it's just the opposite. So one way I'm going to be multiplying across, making the number larger. The other way I'm going to be dividing, making it smaller. In the next video, we'll look at the shortcut that's available to go from CFS to GPM or the other way around.